my friends, I'm Brett Larkin, and in this video we are going to do a yoga sequence in which we don't use our upper body at all. We're literally just going to use our lower body. So if you have a broken wrist or a broken arm, or if you're injured or you can't really do anything up here, this yoga sequence is going to be perfect for you. And it's very realistic because I actually just took a really nasty spill on my bike. My elbow and my right hand are in a ton of pain. So I am not putting any pressure on my hands or upper body. The first thing we're gonna do is just do child's pose. And child's pose is such a gift because we can do it even when we're, struggling in other areas. And just kind of rock the hips from side to side here and tune into your breath. So when we're nursing an injury of any kind, it is always such a gift to remember the breath. And the breath is always accessible to us, and we can always focus on making the breath really deep and really true and really full, no matter what is going on with the rest of the body. So take a slow 3-count inhale into your low back, fill your low back up with breath, and then exhale all the way. Draw the navel up into your spine to let the air out. Good. And then just do that a few more times. Just trying to cultivate equal inhale, count it out 3 counts. Equal length exhale, firming the navel up and back. And then on an out breath, I want you to curl your tailbone forward to come up. Rest your hands on your knees, and then let an in-breath arch your chest, roll the shoulders back, maybe take the chin up only if it feels good. And then as you breathe out, you'll curl the tailbone forward again, draw the navel back, and then come back to your child's pose. So it's just a little bit of a cat-cow without putting pressure on the wrist. Just rock the hips side to side. And then again, your out breath, draw the navel back, curl the tailbone forward, round yourself up to a seat. Inhale, arch the chest, really roll and plug your shoulder blades down and back. Really firm the shoulders down your back. And then exhale again, round the navel back into the spine, curl the tailbone forward, and then come back into your child's pose, rest. Hear the breath in the body. Take your time, your next out breath, round the tailbone forward, slowly come up. Let an in-breath inflate your chest, arch back, roll the shoulders back best you can. Exhale, feel your pelvis move back again over the hips to round, and then come forward, child's pose. Good. Last time, rounding through the whole back to come up, hands on the thighs. This time I want you to come up on your knees, and we're going to slip the left foot forward. Ankles directly under the knee, no arms. Just looking for a stretch on the right psoas. And really firm your inner thighs together. And just looking for the stretch and feeling your breath here. Can you find that 3-count inhale, 3-count exhale? And if you have blocks as part of your home practice, you can always rest a hand that is not in a cast or a hand that's available to you on a block just for some support. And really think about everything that's going on with the thighs here. Your hips and thighs are energetically hugging towards the midline of the body. Maybe bring your chin parallel to the floor. Maybe closing the eyes. And then gently straighten that left leg. You're going to bring the left foot to flex so the left toes point up. And again, no arms, just drape the upper body forward. So we get a nice stretch in the left hamstring. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, fold forward a little more, just keeping the arms heavy and out of it. Breathe in length. Glide your shoulders down and back. And exhale, fold deeper. Really think about flexing equally through both sides of your big toe and pinky toe on the left leg. And then just rebend the left knee. Take it back. And we'll come back to our child's pose before doing the other side. So just take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Maybe wag hips from side to side again, just some gentle, soothing motions. And then round your low back to come up. Come back to the knees. Slip the right foot forward this time, ankle directly under the knee. And coming forward into your lunge. So you can keep the toes curled under if that feels better, or just let them be long. And we're looking for a stretch in the left, so as just let your hips sink down, roll the shoulders back. Breathe into the chest. Imagine the spiral staircase of breath inflating your chest. And exhale, sink down a little more into the lunge. So inhale, just think of opening the chest, rolling the shoulders back, even if it's just energetically and really subtle. Arms are heavy. And scissor the inner thighs in towards one another. So you're feeling the gravity do the work of the stretch in the left psoas, but you're not just completely letting go. You're still firming into the midline. And then just straighten the right leg, flex the right toes towards the sky. Think of flexing equally through both sides of the right foot. Inhale, find a long spine. And exhale, just drape the body forward as you're ready. So when we take the upper body out of it, we're not thinking about trying to touch the foot or really get anywhere. The focus can really be on length on the spine as you breathe in, and firming your abdominals back as you breathe out and fold a little deeper. Inhale, glide the shoulders back. Exhale, melt forward. Good, and then bring the right knee back. We'll come back to our child's pose. And this time, maybe take the hands behind you if that's a possibility. If not, just whatever child's pose variation you can manage. Sometimes it just feels very healing to have the hands alongside the feet or touching the feet in a child's pose. Reconnect with your breath. Find that 3-count breath in. 3-count breath out. Breathing into your low back. And exhale, just releasing any tension. Good. Slowly come on up. And shift your seat off to one side. We're going to take the left leg long and the right sole of the foot into the inner left thigh. You can always sit up on a block in this pose if you find your low back is really rounded. Sitting up on a block is really helpful. And wherever you are, take a moment to ground down through your hips. Breathe in, look up, and then exhale, fold. Again, no arms. And really focusing on gliding the shoulder blades down the back. So when we let go of the arms, it's actually a gift in all these forward folds because it allows us to focus on what's really important, which is lengthen the spine. Could always have the knee bent here if that was a preference. If you do have a hand that you can kind of reach for the foot or hold the outer shin, that's nice, but not necessary. Just inhale, find more space for breath. In your spine as you breathe in, get longer. And exhale, fold forward from your core, draw the shoulders down and back. Just undulating the spine. Inhale, get long. And exhale, fold. And really feel your core muscles support you here as you lengthen and fold. Just thinking of gliding the shoulder blades down and back more and more every single time. And hear your breath. I want you to press your left thigh bone into the floor, so much so that your left heel might slightly raise off your mat. Good. Find that nice extension and then come back up. You're going to take the right ankle over the left knee now and just begin to gently twist to the right. So again, inhale, find length first, and then exhale, twist to the right. No arms, just using only our core strength. If you can hold the knee with your cast or brace, that's great, but no big deal if you can't. Keep flexing through the left foot. Think of your two sitting bones grounded into the mat, and inhale, breathe in, ball of light, tailbone to crown of head. Exhale, just twist deeper. Again, breathing in, get long. Exhale, twisting more. Good. Let it go. Take the second side. So bring the left sole of foot to the inner right thigh now. Flex the right foot fiercely and breathe out to fold forward. Good. Begin rooting your right thigh bone now down into the ground, so much so that maybe your right heel gently lifts off the mat. So you don't want to keep it in that hyperextension, but it's just nice to feel and focus on these subtle cues, how much we're grounding with the legs as you inhale, find length. Exhale, fold, how much you're flexing equally with the pinky toe and big toe side of the foot. Can you flex the foot more? Good. Breathe in, find length. Exhale, fold. Slowly come up. Take the left foot over the right knee now. Breathe in. Find that long spine. And then exhale, use your core to twist you to the left. And again, it's really a blessing to practice without the arms, because you realize how much we use the arms to maybe yank ourselves into poses, and we don't have, we lose some integrity when we do that. So if you can hold the left knee, great. Otherwise, just work where you are. Feel the two sitting bones grounded into the mat. Breathe in, ball of light from the space between your two sits bones to the crown of the head. Breathe in, get taller. Exhale, use your abs and core to twist deeper. Good. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, twist deeper. Good. Come back. We're going to roll over the legs and come up to just a gentle forward fold. So have your feet hip width apart. Just drape the upper body over the legs. Bend the knees deeply. Clasp hold of opposite elbows if that's an option for you. And if again you're in a cast or something, you can just let the arms dangle to the floor. We'll take a flat back. So inhale, glide the shoulders down and back. Bring your spine more parallel to the floor. And then exhale, rebend the knees, fold. Good. Inhale, finding more space for breath. Feel space between the bones of your vertebrae as you inhale. Exhale, rebend the knees to fold. Back of the neck is long. Good. Last one. Inhale, find your flat back. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, release the low back. Good, and now we'll roll up one vertebra at a time. So imagine your head is insanely heavy. You're like a rag doll. Roll through your low back, mid back, upper back. Head is the very last thing to come up. And just take a deep breath here. Feel your lungs expand with air, diagonally side to side and up and down. And exhale all the way. Maybe roll the weight forward and back in the feet. Good. And then just We're going to take a little balance here, coming into a tree pose. So draw the right knee into the chest and then put the sole of the foot either on the upper inner thigh or, of course, at the ankle, or you can always just have the toes on the floor for, just a more delicate balance. So choose where you want to be. Just avoid the knee joint. So just either up high above the knee or below the knee. And then begin pressing your left thigh bone and your right sole of foot in towards one another. So there's this energetic hugging of the sole of foot and thigh towards your midline. They're really pressing into one another actively. And from there, just breathe in, get taller. You can always have a hand on a wall nearby if you need to balance, and just pull your navel in. And again, really thinking about this dynamic opposition of the sole of foot and the left thigh pressing in towards one another. Just find your breath, maybe find a gazing point in front of you. Letting the shoulders roll down and back. Last breath. Good. Set the foot down. And then this time just draw the left knee into the chest and set the sole of the left foot on the inner right thigh or right ankle. And then begin pressing the right thigh now into the left foot and the left foot into the right thigh. So there's this dynamic opposition, and from that squeezing of foot into thigh, thigh into foot, you actually get taller through the heart, taller through the spine. You pull your navel in, you lift up more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Big breath. Exhaling all the way. Just see if you can feel your spine gently rising. This idea of getting taller through pressing foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Good. And then gently set the foot down. Take a nice wide stance now on the mat. So your legs are very far apart, almost as wide as the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, look up. And then exhale, just fold forward. Make sure your toes are facing in and your heels are out, so you're kind of pigeon-toed. And then whatever you can do here to just release the upper body. You could always have the hands on a chair or table in front of you if you can't fold all the way forward. Let the back of the neck be long. And pull up energetically through the legs. Imagine the soles of your feet were little vacuum cleaners sucking up the mat so your kneecaps are gently lifting, your thigh bones are pressing back in space. Just making this an experiment of how active can you make your legs, but how soft can you make your upper body. Good. And then roll the shoulders down and back away from your ears so gravity gets to have your head and your torso, but not your shoulders. And with the upper body draped, it's only the shoulders pulling back. Good. And then round up. So lengthen your tailbone towards between your heels, round through your low back, mid back, upper back. Head is last thing to stack. Take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders back, look up, and then exhale, just fold forward again, maybe finding a little arch in the low back, spreading the shoulders apart, and then rounding up. So tailbone lengthens towards the heels to round up, and then initiating again. Roll the shoulders back, fold forward. So it's just a little vinyasa. Good. Round the back to come up. And breathe in, open the chest. Flow forward, just let your spine melt between your legs. Okay to bend the knees. And then exhaling to come up. Same idea, round the tailbone forward, just like we did in child's pose. Head is last thing to come up. You can always take a neck roll if it feels good. And then we're set up here for warrior two. So I just want you to turn your left toes forward. Bend the knee deeply. Make sure the knee is stacked over the ankle. And then imagine the left side of your pelvis, if you made a little triangle with your hands, the left side of your pelvis rooting down so that your left sole of foot presses into the floor more. And then feel the right side of the pelvis, and where the right side of the pelvis connects with the right leg, and ground through the back right leg more. And then notice if you're leaning forward or leaning back in the torso. Just see if you can feel your tailbone lengthening towards a spot that's directly between your 2 feet on the floor. And take a deep breath in. Since we don't have the arms, we can really focus on the legs. Again, feeling them moving apart as your pelvis widens. And then turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out so your front right heel's bisecting your back, left arch, and bend deeply now into the right knee. And just feel the weight in both feet. Maybe take the hands to your pelvis like we did on the other side. And just feel the grounding down. Maybe the expansion of your right pelvis to the right and your left pelvis to the left. So you ground more into each foot. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, notice if the torso's forward or back. See if you can get your tailbone lengthening to a direct midpoint between the 2 heels. And just be fully with your breath. Last breath. Good. Gently straighten the leg. Turn the toes forward again. And then just hop your feet together. And we're just going to transition into a warrior 1. So nothing fancy in the transition. We're just going to step the right foot forward, bending the knee at 90 degrees, and then pressing down through the outer left heel. Make sure your feet are on 2 train tracks. So we don't want the heel to heel alignment. We want the legs to be a little bit farther apart, especially if we have an injury, so we're just more balanced. Again, knitting your front ribs together, drawing your abs back and in. Roll the shoulders open. Good, and then just feel a deeper bend in the right knee, but as you bend more into the right knee, pull back in your upper body. So knitting the ribs together, pulling the abs in so you're not thrusting out with the chest. Lengthen your tailbone towards your back left heel. Press through the outer edge of the left foot and just find your breath here. Last breath. Good. Step the left foot forward and take the right foot back. Bending deeply into the left knee, making sure again the feet are hip width apart or just on 2 different tracks on your mat. So you have a wide stance. Bend into the left knee more. And then in opposition to that, knit your front ribs closed, draw your abs in. Subtly open across the chest, broaden your collarbones back. Maybe close the eyes and just visualize that spiral staircase of breath coming up your chest so you really fill up. And exhale all the way. Continue rooting through the outer edge of your right foot now. How big can you make your breathing here? Can you roll the shoulders down and back a little with every breath in? And with every breath out, just pressing more solidly into your foundation, into the feet. Good, and then step forward. Come to the center of the mat now. Take your feet hip width apart and turn the toes out, heels in. We're coming down into a squat, malasana. And you can always have your heels slightly lifted off the ground if full malasana is not available to you, or you can just kind of be up high like this. You don't need to come all the way down. So just go wherever is accessible to you. And you can kind of roll forward and back on your feet. And just spread the toes apart, set them back down. And then just really focus on letting your hips being more heavy. Tailbone lengthening down. And maybe again, rolling the weight forward and back. No arms. And can you firm your navel gently in here as your tailbone lengthens down towards the floor more, and maybe send your knees towards the back of the room, even if it's just energetically. Deep breaths, cultivating that 3-count inhale, 3-count exhale. And then gently lean back. So you can just kind of fall backwards in order to come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, soles of the feet together. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, fold forward. Only if you need an additional stretch. Maybe you want to stay upright. And if you're folded, just maybe sway from side to side. Let the shoulder blades drop to the left and right, but keep them away from your ears. So grounded on your back. And just some gentle movement side to side. Let the chin go. Jaw releases. Tongue softens. Take your time to come on up. We're going to take a deeper twist now. So you'll have the right foot where it is, and you're going to cross the left knee over the right ankle. So I'm going to show you how you could get into this. Again, I know you might not be able to go on to all fours, but you want to stack knee over knee. So the left knee is underneath you and the right knee is above the left knee, and you can always sit on a block. So I just threw a block under there. So if you find that you're really rounded in the low back in this position, again, sit up on a block or grab a cushion off the couch. So left knee is underneath, right knee is stacked on top, best you can. And then flex the foot, flex both feet. Inhale, get tall. And this may be enough for you right here. Maybe you're feeling a big hip stretch already. Otherwise, on your exhale, you can fold forward. Your exhale, bring you down. Keep your shoulders gliding down and back, but let the head go, let the neck go. Palms face up. Just surrender to this fold. And breathe into the area of your left and right hip. Imagine expanding the area of your hips with your breath in. And as you exhale, if you can, with your hands or your forearms, just gently press into the mat to ground your energy down and back through the hips. If you can't put any weight on the forearms or hands, that's fine. But if you can, it's a gentle pressure. So if you wanted to press the mat away from you, so you can press down and back and expand and open your hips by kind of releasing them backwards a little more. Breathe in, fill your hips with breath, really mentally send your breath there. Exhale all the way. Slowly press yourself back up. And then we'll take it to the other side. So just however you need to get there. And then you can just take a deep breath with a long spine and just stay straight. Let it go, or inhale. And on the next exhale, gently fold forward. And the side is often very different from the other side. So just notice how the sides are different without judgment. Just trying to release judgment, taking a deep breath into the back of the hips, low back. Breathe in. Exhale all the way. Good. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, just try to release your neck, your jaw, and your tongue. See what you can do to slow the breath down even more. How can you bring more ease into this situation? Last big breath. Good, and then slowly take your time to press yourself up. Take the soles of the feet to the ground. Press the feet into the mat and just roll down using your core strength the best you can, firming your abdominal wall down. And then just let the knees drop to the right. So we're not trying to double wrap the legs or even have the knees touching. Just let the legs fall right. Just super easy twist. Let the upper body stay out of it. The only thing I would do if you can is if you can take a hand and place it on your belly. So you can feel your deep breath rising and falling. Lots of expansion on the inhale and exhale, just relaxing, softening more and more and more. Slowly bring the knees back to the sky and just let them drop, windshield wiper to the left. And take a deep breath into your belly. And exhale all the way. As you're ready, slowly bring the knees back to center and just slowly elongate the legs one at a time. And just coming into your Shavasana, making any adjustments you need. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, just relax the whole body now. Good, and big breath in. Exhale all the way. Slowly wiggle your toes. Draw one knee into the chest and then the other. Roll over onto whatever side is feasible with whatever injury it is you're dealing with. And just rest. Keep the eyes closed. The breath long, your attention in. And slowly pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Just let the hands be folded in your lap. Breathe in, take a deep breath in. And exhale, just lean back. Let the crown of your head line up directly above your two sits bones. Get tall. Exhale all the way. Good. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, roll the shoulders back in space best you can, even if it's just energetically. And then last time, inhale, breathe in. Get taller. Chin parallel to the floor. And just bringing into your awareness your ability to find a long spine, to cultivate good posture, to roll your shoulders back, even when you're dealing with an injury in the upper body. That there is this length, this inner grace, always accessible to us through our breath, through our practice. And breathe in, keeping the spine long. Good, and then just dip the chin, just a little gesture of gratitude for all that your body can do, your body's ability to heal itself. And just cultivating patience and kindness to yourself and whatever injury you are dealing with right now. I hope you feel a little bit better and more open and maybe just more calm after this kind of cobbled together practice of poses. If you do, make sure to like this video by hitting the like button. That helps me out a lot. Leave me a comment. Let me know what injury you have, how this went for you, and be sure to subscribe to my channel as well. That really helps me out a lot. From my heart to yours, namaste.